No, I did stop going on Twitter because there's just way too much porn on there, bro. And genuinely, it's like every third post I'm like, titties. Wow.
Hey,
More. You like more of these?
Whoa. I haven't seen those. No,
Well,
yeah, it was just too much. I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta stop. This says too much. The human brain hasn't evolved to be able to handle this much. And
you
so
don't think
it's kind
so?
of bad.
Hmm?
But for the record, I don't go on Twitter and like browse. I have like my notifications from like Adam Schefter and like Stephen A. Smith and shit like that. And anytime they post, that's the only time I ever go on Twitter.
Hmm.
I don't have
Or if I need to see, or if I need to see if something is trending.
that's a hard thing too though, is that I don't have like people. My girlfriend said this like too, that she has like people that she follows, and I'm like, how do you even start to like develop a list of people to follow? I just don't care about people that much to like follow them on like, I
What do
don't
you mean,
know,
bro? You
on
don't
their
have
written
Destiny's
thought.
notifications on?
I actually follow him on Twitter, but no, I don't. I don't know. Not even hit like, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen any of his tweets either. Even when I was on Twitter, I feel like I never really read his Twitter or his tweets.
Um, there was, the Joe Dispenzas, Gary V's, fucking Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, um, that was like heavy in the following list at one point, just because that was the type of stuff I was trying to consume. Like that was the stuff I was trying to like listen to on a day to day. Now because of dancing and stuff and a lot of like more podcasts, so a lot of dancing, a lot of dancers, a lot of dancing pages, um, yeah, artistic stuff, a lot of biblical pages I'll follow. But yeah, like nowadays, like any one person, that's kind of hard. I actually
Yeah.
try to avoid that.
Do you have do you have parental controls on?
No.
I'm being so dead ass. I think I put parental controls on the Twitter once.
Ooh, Twitter. There's some blocked words and blocked this and some security. Cause bro, like,
You're just opening Twitter and just see somebody die like first fucking post. I'm like, Instagram too is like that. At least for me.
bruh, the amount of sex, murder, and I found myself in a weird place on Twitter where I went past political posts, but we're talking about like Native Americans aren't real people. Like I don't know
What?
how I stumbled here. Like what?
This is
What the
where
fuck?
you back out of the room slowly.
That's how TikTok is for me sometimes, and I'm like, what the fuck are these people talking about?
I was interested. I voyaged through the murky waters there for a little bit, but yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like Twitter became a place of like absurdity, and so I'm trying to trick the algorithm on my Twitter right now because it's bad.
TikTok hasn't been hitting, I feel like. TikTok I've been
Mhm.
like in, and then I'm like, I don't really care about any of this stuff, and then I'll be out. It's like a lot quicker hits
And
nowadays.
you stopped posting every day.
I did. It's it's a little draining to do
It's a
that.
little of a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice to do in bursts, or like maybe have a better structure of like every other day or every like 3 times a week or something. But I think it just makes me fall out of love with like filming whenever I'm doing it like
Mhm.
every day. 'Cause it does kind of suck. And then the people who do like Carter PCs is a TikToker who does it 3 times or 4 times a day every day. And he's been doing that for like 1,000 days. That shit is crazy.
That's posting
Yeah,
something three
he
times a day.
posts.
Who's that? Who did you say?
His name is Carter PC on TikTok. He's crazy.
How aged is his content though?
What do you mean?
So like I mean it's not that hard, bro. So us for example, right? I could use Opus clips and get 60 fucking pieces of content in 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so I'm just wondering like how aged is his content because like he could just be doing something very similar, right? Or like, is it three
No,
pieces of like hour-long material?
no. So it's all TikToks and it's all handheld. It's not high effort. He's very knowledgeable on like technology, but it's not very high effort. He's very personality driven, and then the content of the technology is like almost kind of secondary. He could make a video about almost anything, and I think people would watch him. Um, but his channel is very technology driven, and so he'll post about like one news post that happened or something that like technology based that is happening in a different part of the world, or a piece of technology that he like interacts with. Um, and they're not always like this is how it all works. It's more like this was my experience with it, and it might be like a funny story or something,
Mm.
or he might even like react to a comment or something like that. But it's just constant. He's always on it. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
not too late, I guess.
yeah, it's not like sit down super high effort, content, but still even that I'm like I don't know. Sometimes I go back and forth on like whether I want to do sit down higher effort or just more like off the wall just chatting type of content.
We like to just chatting. It's funny that you mentioned Opus clips. Do you guys ever get that guy on your For You page on TikTok that talks to like millionaires and billionaires?
Yeah.
I don't think
I think
so.
his channel is called Hard Knocks or something like that.
Like
He's
he
like,
goes
"What did?"
around, he hollers at him and stuff.
Yeah, he's
What
like,
did
"Hey,
you
when
say?
did you make your first $1 million?" And
Mhm.
then he like
Does he like physically
he
go up to him?
yeah, he'll just like
Oh,
walk around different cities and then like look at somebody and he'll be just walk up to him like, "Excuse me, sir, when did you make your first $1 million?" And he's like great at like continuing conversations, bro. People would be like, nah, I don't want to talk to you, or like, but he'll be like, can I just get a minute? I grew my channel to this many followers. Like, can I just get a minute of your time? And then he'll just keep talking to them. But he said that he uses Opus clips, and this dude like has millions and millions of followers now, bro. So he'll like interview somebody for like 10, 15 minutes and then just go on Opus clips, like clip it for 60 or 75 seconds and then just post it on TikTok.
that's crazy. I think on TikTok it is volume. Like if you just have a lot of stuff, it is just bound to pop off or you know grow a consistent audience. But it's just hard if you're not because I mean I remember having Opus clips and I feel like it was fine. Putch, you had Opus clips now, or do you still have it?
Mhm. I still have it.
And I think it's
I think I still
fine,
have my account with them too. I think I pay them every single month and I don't use it at all.
bro. You should cut up you literally stream, cut up your
I
streams.
know. I know. That's but it's also luck, bro. Like think about this dude that's going viral right now, Peanut. Have you seen this guy?
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
Peanut guy? He's like been playing with Tim the Tap Man and Ninja and them. And bro, it's literally like he's not like a VTuber, but kind of like his eyes and mouth are put on a peanut. And he's just like this
Oh,
crazy nut guy. And fucking now he's like super viral and taking advantage of his chance.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I know what you're talking about. I must have seen some clips because I know exactly like the face dude you're talking about on the peanut, but I
Yeah,
don't I didn't know
and
he was
he's
like a
fucking hilarious, bro. Like he's fucking and it just shows you how many dope people are out on the internet that we just haven't found.
yeah.
Hmm.
No, bro, there's a lot of people, and even like because we're English speaking, like how many other channels are in other countries that we just like are massive and just don't know about. Or I don't know
Huge.
about at least.
Bro, have you guys ever watched or heard of Sushi Dragon?
I don't think so.
No.
So there's a streamer, his name is Sushi Dragon, and he wears these like controllers on his hands, and he has like this whole studio set up, and
I think you.
every all he does like all these edits in real time. I think I've talked about him before
I think
on
you
the
have.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, but he's like super fucking entertaining. And then there's like cool like there's this slot like gambling streamer that I watch, and he's created like it's called the International Slots League.
Mhm.
And what he does is like he basically puts slots up against each other and he like commentates what like sports commentating but on casino slot gambling. Like it's
What the
fucking
fuck?
entertaining. And he's from like Australia or New Zealand or something. And I've been watching him for like 4 years, but very entertaining. That's what I'm saying. Like there's, and I don't even like online slot gambling. It's just watching him is entertaining, and he's just like a foul mouthed Australian. Like it's fucking hilarious.
That's sick. No, that is really cool. I don't know how. I don't know how many like there's so many gamblers now, like gambling content. It's funny because I feel like it started with all. It obviously started with like online gambling, like the Aiden Ross XQC deals, and then I feel like recently there's been more, or maybe it's just come into my like sphere. There's like real IRL gambling channels, like in real casinos
Mm-hmm.
and something like that. I follow dude named Bluff. There's like Vegas Matt. There's like so many different people now. I'm like,
Vegas
it's
Matt is
crazy.
a fucking
You don't like him?
no.
He's a
I think we're thinking. If I'm thinking about the same dude that you are, but yeah, the it's so weird because the online gambling became such a like a hit that now casinos are welcoming that.
mm,
Like it's weird because before you weren't allowed to film in casinos.
Yeah, not
yeah,
at all.
So now that they're because but you have to think like Trainwreck was the first like real big gambling
yeah, content
uh
creator.
content creator, and he even like moved to Canada to continue gambling on Twitch.
I didn't even know that because it was
Yeah, and
because
then
it was illegal in the states.
because it was illegal in the States, and then he also helped create Kick.
Yeah, well, like
And
Aiden
Mm.
that's
Ross,
why
no.
yeah, and that's why Kick is like the main place for these gambling streamers. And I used to watch Trainwreck a lot, not because he was entertaining. I mean, I guess he's a little entertaining, and because he used to like stream with Andy Milanakis and shit in his Discord calls. But I just watched him because he would spend millions of dollars, bro. Like
Bro, it's
literally millions of
crazy.
dollars
Yeah.
gambling. It's fucking insane. And then that's how I found the dude that I watch. But there's like, it's so weird because there's so much politics in the gambling. I only know this because I watch these motherfuckers. But there's so much politics in these gambling casino streamers or the online gambling casino streamers because they'll get like a deal, right? Like say Stake, which is the biggest. Stake and Roobet are the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
So Stake will like create a partnership and sign contracts with these content creators, but then like they won't be gambling their real money.
Yeah, like
So these casinos will be like, okay, here we're gonna give you $80,000 to gamble, but like it's our money. And then
mm,
you gamble that money, and then basically like whatever you make after, like you get a portion of it.
yeah. Isn't that I heard that Aiden Ross and like Drake are getting or and Stake are getting sued for stuff like this, like not disclosing the fact that it was not their money or something along those lines.
I don't know about the
Um,
Ooh.
lawsuit, but I'm sure they are.
yeah.
Because there's like this other dude that streams on, I think it's Twitch or Kick, and his name is Rothstein. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Rothstein or Rothstein. Uh,
Rothstein?
and
Rothstein.
he's like big in that drama, bro. Where like people are like, dude, this is not really your fucking. He's streamed with Drake before.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Rothstein.
they call him like his nickname is like Roshi or Roche or something like
Roshi?
that. Yeah, Roshi or some shit like that,
I
bro.
think I know how you're talking about. Did they do like
What?
a four-way call at
Man.
some point? Because they
I
were.
don't know. It was the guy that went to Drake's house and like they were like gambling in front of his pool or something like that.
Oh,
There's like
yeah, yeah.
clips of it.
That's
Yeah.
where the Anita Max win comes from. No, isn't that
Yeah,
what that
the
meme
Anita
comes from?
Max win. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The,
like a lot of people in the gambling streaming community do not like that guy because he won't like show his that it's his actual money. Like the guy that I watch, he showed his contract. He makes $35,000 every stream that he does. Oh, I'm sorry,
damn.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, not 35,000. 3,500 for every hour he does on stream.
damn.
Plus like they have codes and shit like that, you know what I mean? So if like
Oh,
somebody
like
signs
sign
up
up with
for
my.
stake, yeah, they get a percentage or whatever. So like he made his own contract with stake to do it that way.
Mm,
Plus, from this international slots league thing that he did, he created his own website where people can go and like bet on those slots. So he like
Jeez.
he basically like created his own casino off of this shit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is it's tight. That's so dope to me, bro.
Like you're betting on when that's so crazy. Like it's crazy to see how many things are becoming gambling, like gamblified. Like
Bro,
have you
Kaushi,
yeah, I was literally about to bring him up because it's that literally has everything. Any like coin flip or any decision that is going to be made, like from politicians to like I don't like sport events like that, you can just bet on anything, whether or not
Mm-hmm.
like somebody's going to wear a specific suit or say something
bro.
so many
They showed
times.
this guy that bet on Kaushi for some like political speech that this guy was gonna say a certain word a certain amount of
Yeah, yeah,
times,
yeah.
like
Over under.
yeah, like weird shit like that.
Yeah, or like I remember there was an ad where they were betting on whether or not a certain movie was gonna hit a certain threshold that on Rotten Tomatoes, like above or below 50% or something like that. That shit is crazy to be able to bet on stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Coin
crazy one.
coin flips and stuff like that. You've always been able to bet on though.
But like deciding
Well,
on
like for big sporting events, right?
oh
Like
yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah.
Super Bowl and shit like that. What color is the Gatorade gonna be? How long is the
But I imagine that would be on like sports betting apps specifically, no? Or like somewhere where you would sports bet with like amongst friends or whatever.
Yeah, before these sports betting apps were a thing, like it would only be in Vegas.
Hmm.
And then online casinos came up, and then that's where we could like make our sports bets.
And then the workaround for the sports or sorry, the workaround overall for online casinos is crazy that they do like a workaround for like sweepstakes coins and then you can transfer those into real money. So technically you're not gambling real money. You're gambling like fake assets. But then you could exchange it for real money. That shit is crazy.
Well,
Yes,
that's
it's
how Prize Picks, like all these
Mm.
Prize Picks underdogs, like
All of them, yeah.
that's how it became a thing. Like, because California said no sports betting, right? Like no sports betting at all. But if you're betting on a player's statistics, you're not betting on the sport.
Mm.
So
Like,
that's how
yeah.
all these Prize Picks and shit did the workaround.
mm,
And now because crypto is a thing, like all these online casinos are all crypto based.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no it's international money. It's not USD. So like with underdog, because that's what I bet on. I can bet the actual game, like I can bet sports betting game that's not allowed in California, but because it's sponsored by crypto and the payout goes through crypto and then back into USD, it's allowed.
Mm.
It's
that's a
weird as
weird
fuck.
one. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, so like my bet tonight, right? I bet $30, but it goes through. I think it went through Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that. So I pushed that I'm betting $30, but really like it showed my bet was like $29.60.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Hmm.
when I cashed out, it like goes through the system as crypto and then cashes me out as USD.
USD. Yeah, that shit is crazy. Because I mean, like, for all intents and purposes, like it is what it is. Like it's a casino. It is betting. It's betting on like that's it. That is what it is. But that shit is wild that the workaround still works and the laws aren't just like, come on, bro. You know what we mean. You can't be doing this shit, bro.
They just need to make sports betting in California legal, bro. California would make so much money.
California already makes a fuck ton of money. They don't need
Supposedly we're in debt though, right?
as a country.
As a
As a state,
a state, yeah.
yeah, we are. Like, I think it's been very rich hearing because good old Gavin Newsom been
No,
going
Eddie
around
Newsom.
are we going
doing a lot of
political? Is that what we're
podcasts.
doing? It's been a minute.
No, we're not going. Hold on.
I'm
Let
just
Course
saying.
finish.
I'm just
No,
saying.
go finish. Yeah, by all means.
He talks about how we bring in so much money, and then in the same conversations we talk about pay disparity, and it's like, dude, California is a staunch example of pay disparity. When you talk about Silicon Valley, right, and the guys that are making the money up there versus your average Joe Schmo down here, right? And so it's like, holy, like, Holy fuck! But we're gonna see. We'll see what happens because the dude, what's his name? Mandani,
Yeah, New York.
Zandani. Yeah, he's the great. He's going to be the great socialist experiment for the country. Because that's another. That's
The
another state
country.
allegedly. That's. Oh yeah, he's the great socialist experiment for the country, bro. The fact that. Well, that's a whole. That's a whole different topic. But he's talking about. Well, I don't know. He kind of backpedaled on it a little bit. But he's talking about like free grocery stores and free buses and free this and free that and free this and free that. And it's like, you know, the Democratic Socialist Party of America at one point was the front running party for the for everybody. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I feel like he's one of their front runners if he wins New York, then or at least to sit for the mayoral position of New York. Uh, we'll see if some of those things can be implemented,
I
which
feel
would be
like
cool.
I feel like Mamdani, at least on the internet sphere, he's a cheat code because he's just a little bit more. And you don't even need to be that tapped into like internet culture to like dominate internet culture
Mm-hmm.
in a position of government. Like these older motherfuckers are like, I don't know, just doing some dumb shit, and you're always like, bro, what? You're not even being like relatable at all. And Mamdani's out here being like, even like semi smooth, and he's going viral because of it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit
He's
is
not a
crazy.
Facebook unk.
Yeah, he's not a
No,
Facebook hunk, bro.
no, he's young.
He's like the he's like the young uncle that'll like slip you some beer because you're underage. And you're like, yeah, try it, fuck it, go for it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
fuck
young.
yeah,
He's
bro.
like he's. I think he's only a few years older than me, so he's not much older than you, Cisco.
Thank you, Quan. Thank you so much
So
for
Thanks,
being
he's
here,
dog.
man. Wait,
Thanks.
no, because you're
No,
what
I'm joking.
only
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm
you're
joking.
like 2 years older than
Namba.
me.
Sorry, Namba.
So he's probably only a year
Thank you,
older than
Namba.
you. Then I
Appreciate you
think.
being here.
So he's not old. He's not. He's young. He's a young dude.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell Peanut to come out here because I gotta tell him to get in the shower. But hold on, I'm gonna have him say hi.
Sorry, I don't want to out you like that. I didn't know Namba. My bad. I'm sorry. I was just saying hi to a chatter, Mr.
Oh
Quan,
shit.
Mr.
That's- you
Namba.
got quiet. Yeah, you got quiet around here. Huh.
But no, I mean,
Hello.
oh, it's
What
Peanut.
up, the legend?
How you doing, Peanut?
Good.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Good.
Is there anything you want to talk about for the podcast? No,
Bro,
You don't wanna talk
give
about
me
Halloween?
one fish fact or one sick fact about the ocean, please.
Oh, tell them what you just learned about a school of sharks and a school of raises.
A school of shark is called a shiver, and a group of rays is called a fever.
That's
Shiver
cool.
in a fever.
I've never known that. A school of shark.
A shiver of sharks and a fever of rays.
That's funny.
That's not. That's cool.
Thank you, sir. I'm a little bit smarter because of you.
I know. I just got that much smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you being shy? No.
No, you know.
Oh,
Hey,
he's just
you know you got a
vibing.
good dad.
Hmm?
You know you got a good dad.
Yes.
You know he loves you.
Yes.
You know he'll war over you.
Yes.
He'll bonk me on the head over you, boy. You look just like your dad. Look at you. I see how you look at him. You got a good dad, man. You're a good kid. He talks about you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Peanut.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
But yeah, this has just been crazy stuff that's going on in the world, man.
How was Halloween?
Fuck. I didn't celebrate. We didn't celebrate this year.
What?
Yeah, we no longer. We no longer as a family.
Not even
support
for like school, like dress up for school, nothing.
Yeah, the kids were allowed to do like some dressing up type thing, but it's kind of like they wrap it up in like, oh, it's costume day, you know? It's not like, oh, Halloween, you know. Yeah, we didn't do Halloween this year.
Word. It was good. I had a really chill time. I ended up actually going with my parents. It was me and my girlfriend. We had like food, and we had this. My girlfriend had this idea to do costume bingo. And so we're passing out candy. So we fill out a bingo sheet of all of our options, and then whoever wins the bingo thing. So this was our first year, and we actually kind of fucked up twice because we made a whole list to be able to. It was like 40 plus items to be able to fill out each sheet individually with like unique items. And we messed up. We forgot the sheet. So we had to make up stuff on the fly. So a lot of the stuff was the same. And then we didn't even end up, we were going to drink, but then the drinking got X'd out because we went to Vegas the week before and got sloshed. And we were like, let's not drink anymore. we're good on this. And so we didn't drink, and we were like, okay, well, there's no consequences right now, and there's also no like winners, so we're just kind of filling this out for fun. But it was still really fun. Like it just made you eager to like go and pass out candy because you wanted to see what like the next costume was. And then I was the main one passing candy, but anytime there would be one on the list, I'd be like, I don't know, like a Transformers right here, and then I'd like turn around and everybody's like paying attention to who I'm saying is up next, and they're filling out their cards. They're like, I don't have fucking Transformer, bro. I need fucking Coco right now. And it's
That's dope.
And there was a little Nacho Libre. He was a little like, he was like 2 years old. He was sick. He had the whole underwear and like the mustache drawn on. He had like naturally curly hair. He looked sick. He was the best costume that we had seen that night. We kept referring
That's
to
sick,
him.
bro. That's so sick. Yeah, like I can't wait till Peanut's the age where he either doesn't want to trick or treat anymore, or he could like go by himself. Because I'm getting to that age where I just kind of want to pass out candy and look at all the costumes.
Yeah, bro, it was sick. It was really cool seeing all the. And then everybody was so creative. I feel like there was an It costume with like, it was a little kid and he had a balloon, but it wasn't like a massive balloon. It was like what is it called? True to size, because he was smaller. It was a smaller balloon. I just thought that was a nice detail, and his makeup and everything was sick. It looked crazy. I was like, these are like low key, like high quality costumes. What the fuck are y'all shopping? This is not no Spirit, no fucking department store Halloween costumes.
That's that that or Pinterest and Etsy costumes, bro.
Yeah, this is that like they sculpted the styrofoam around like to make sure that their costumes fit perfectly. I'm like, damn, bro.
There was I like watching those, bro. There was this mom that I found on TikTok like right before Halloween, and she made her daughter wanted to be an armadillo. And like, so she like shaved out and like made it so that all the little, armor parts went into each other. And like, I'm like, this is sick, bro. Like, why can't Peanut ask me to do like cool arts and crafts shit like that? I mean, I would probably suck at it, but at least I could try.
I would too, and I'd be horrible at it. But that would be sick.
We passed out candy for a little bit. There wasn't really much to come through our neighborhood. But we did a bunch of like arts and crafts with the kids. So, I mean, we had like family time, because there's another auntie who doesn't celebrate. And so we went over there to their house, played a movie, bro. And it was really chill. Like, compared to like trying to walk around with 5 kids, bro, and trick or treat and keep them all in line and all in one place. And no, honey, don't touch that. I was like, I actually like this. I was like, I think I like this a little bit more, And when they get older, they can make those choices, but not this year, baby.
Yeah. I imagine it'd be a lot more chill. But that's cool too, like having that quality time and not necessarily be Halloween. What movie did you guys watch?
I don't even remember.
Just chilling in the background.
They put on something in the backyard, and then I mean the babies were making all kinds of arts and crafts, and then some of us were just sitting there talking and eating pizza and chilling, waiting for the door here to knock at the door and trick or treat.
Yeah.
That's the best. Bro. I can't wait to give out candy, man. I really can't. I like just because I want to experience that, like sitting and looking at all the costumes come by. Because like walking, like Pudge said, like I got to be worried about who's running this way, who's running that way, like. Where at least I could have a drink and pass out candy and be like, oh shit, look at your fucking little costume, that's dope,
I did have one kid at low-key. I was a little pissed. I was gonna take the fucking candy back because I was like, the fuck is wrong with you? But it was because it was like a more teenage. He was probably like 14, 15. And they didn't they didn't dress up, so you didn't even give me the effort, but I still gave you candy. I gave out like 2 pieces of candy because at this point we're kind of running out. I'm like, all right, I gotta like ration a little bit more. And I put, they see that I put the 2 pieces of candy in their thing, and then they're like, bro, we have no fucking, they're talking to each other. He's like, bro, we got no fucking candy. These people passing out candy like they're running out. And I'm like, in my head, like it took me aback because I was like, bro, you're getting free fucking candy. Shut the fuck up. Go to the next house. And you're not even dressed up. So what the fuck is really going on?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was just taking it back, and I was like, they left. I was like, oh, fucking give me the candy back then. The
Hey,
fuck?
that's why we say fuck them kids, bro.
Fuck them
Fuck
kids.
you a little bit. Piss
Fuck
me
them
off.
kids. It's so funny because my nephew is 12, 11 or I think he's 12. I don't fucking know. He's around that age. And I was like asking him like, "Are you hyped to go trick or treating?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, what are you gonna be?" And you know, he's at that age where he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna like put a pig mask on, like one of those scary pig masks."
Mm-hmm.
And then his mom was like, "Oh, I was thinking about taking him over to this area," and he was like, "No, like all the people from school are gonna be in that area." And I was like, "So what?" Like, I
Yeah.
always wanted to be where people from school were. He was like, "I don't want anybody to recognize me." I was like, "Bro, you're gonna be wearing a fucking mask. Like,
That
are
ass.
you like?" In my head, I'm thinking like, "Are you embarrassed to be out trick or treating?
While they're
But
trick or treating?
why?" These kids are gonna be trick or treating too. Like the same kids that you don't want to be seen by because you're gonna be embarrassed are the same kids that are gonna be trick or treating. Like what's the issue?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I wish I could go back to the mentality I had when I was that age and trying to be like the cool kid.
You gotta be, he gotta be nonchalant about it. That's why he can't be trick or treating, bro.
That's the thing. He tries to be that nonchalant guy that drives me fucking insane.
That's funny. That is really funny. I remember, because my school was really close to my neighborhood by the time I got to high school. So, and there was a lot of kids who like that. They lived in that neighborhood close to the school, so we literally walked together all the time. And so, come trick or treat, sorry, come Halloween, everybody would have their costumes. We'd meet up close to the where we would start walking to school, and then we would just start like dispersing into the neighborhood and meet back up at random. Bro, it was so fun. It was like a parade, like of the just kids you knew, and you would just meet up at random times. It was so fun. That shit was so cool.
That's sick. Yeah, we used to. I mean, we used to all go trick or treating together too. So like, that's fun. I don't understand how that's not fun anymore.
I don't know, bro.
For these non, bro, we would go trick or treating until we were like 16 or 17.
I think I stopped at 15. I remember my cousin giving me shit about it. She was like, "What, you think you're like cool? Like you're too cool?" I'm like, "No, I'm not too cool. I'm just nonchalant. Chill, chill, bro, chill."
Man, kids these days, bro. I've been getting a lot of those TikToks. Like kids these days don't understand a lot of shit. Like I try to explain to Peanut what a payphone was,
Oh
and
yeah,
then like he told my mom that I was trying to explain to him what a payphone was, and then she like was talking about like collect calls and all this type of shit, and I it really took me back into the past. Like I remember being stranded, making a collect call, being like, "Mom, pick me up at the house, pick me up at the 7-Eleven, blah 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 blah," and then like. You got a call from Mom. Pick me up at the 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like
yeah.
the call wouldn't go through. Yeah, bro. That's
You get your nickel back or your 25 cents back or whatever.
I can't believe you just said nickel.
Is it?
You
Was it
never used a payphone in your life, did you?
never. I've never. I've only used them for Instagram photos, to be honest. I've never used a PayPal.
This man has never used a payphone in his life, corpse.
Do you slide your debit card? Or
That's
you're like,
He was too busy eating chicken nuggets, watching his tablet.
I
yeah,
didn't
that's
have iPads did not exist when I was a fucking kid.
that's crazy. I don't know. I think even using the payphone was a little bit past my regard. I knew to be in a specific place at a specific time. That was it. I remember going up to people and asking them like, "Do you know what time it is, sir? Like, do you happen to have the time, sir?"
Well, that's wild.
Right? Because like dude's whole ass had to look at their fucking watch, right? Or they had a pocket watch, right? Like if they were wearing a fancy suit, like they had a pocket watch. Or I dude, I even remember making fucking sundials at the beach.
Oh wait, sundial. Well, I was gonna say I remember sundials in like science class and stuff like that. But
No, making a sundial at the beach if I have to be at the pier.
You
I
put
oh,
would
the
put
stick in the sand.
boom. What
Yeah.
time is it? Right. Okay, cool. Oh, I still have at least this much time before I have to go. Like I can catch one more wave.
I got
And then
you.
I'd run back to the pier because I knew I had to be at the pier at a certain time. That's when my dad was going to be pulling up, and if he had to wait or if he was looking for me, I was going to fucking get it. So no, I will beat him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, like I think too, like kids also have like, and it's crazy I say kids, but even the younger, like my kids, and even the ones a little bit older than him, like I feel like they've lost the sense of urgency to like promptness too.
Oh my god, bro. They
Being
they
prompt.
don't listen to shit and they don't understand shit. I deal with it all the time with the kids on the baseball field, bro. Like, I get it, you don't want to be here. Your parents brought you here. But like if I'm telling you to be ready, like be baseball ready or be paying attention, it's not because you're fucking lollygagging. It's just I don't want you to get hit by a ball if it comes your way.
Mhm.
There's been so many, bro. Just today, Peanut had a scrimmage, right? And on Sunday, like I play, I am the first base coach. So the dugout is right next to me, and there's a fence that comes out after the dugout, and the kids come around the fence to go bat, right? And the kids like to be like on the side of that fence, but I'm in the line of first base. So if a kid is throwing the ball to first base and it goes past me and like hits one of those kids, I told you so. And it happened today. All day on Sunday, I was like, stay behind the fence, stay behind the fence. And then I got one of those nonchalant kids, nonchalant parents that's supposed to be watching the dugout and not fucking paying attention because they're on their fucking phone or whatever. So one of the little girls got hit by a ball today.
Damn.
And I'm like, this is why you're supposed to be behind the fence. Sorry,
Mhm.
but you had to be an example. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think though, I mean, like as kids, you got to get hit by a ball. You got to fall. You got to get burned a little bit to be like, ah, fuck, that's why.
I do agree with that. I
Shit.
do agree with that. I do agree. But
Yeah, bro.
certain things you shouldn't have to get done. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
I think it also depends on the person, like on the kid, on the person, because some people like listen and be like, oh, okay, that's why, like that makes sense. But then other people are like, bro, that shit won't happen to me. I'm different.
It's a lack of
Okay?
respect to authority.
It's not even that. It's just it's just arrogance. It's like I'm a different, like you might have had that experience, but I'm not gonna have that experience. That's not me, bro. That's you. Maybe you, but not me. And then you get fucking slapped with the ball. You're like, damn, it was me actually.
With a lack
go
of
back.
respect to that authority.
No, but there are also some kids that are like, like they get hit by the ball, so they blame the person that threw the ball, or they're like, I was going, why did I get hit by the ball? And then they still don't learn, bro. They still don't learn.
Well, sometimes,
That's what fucking it drives me
but
nuts, bro.
sometimes
It drives me insane.
that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta get hit a couple of times to where it's really like, oh, I'm getting hit by the ball because it's my fault. My bad. My bad.
But there's some people that will never admit
That's
that.
true, but that's true with all people. Like, there are some
Sure.
people who will never admit fault. There are people who will never XYZ, whatever, fill in the blank. That's just some people.
Do you think it's because they haven't got hit by enough balls?
I
Because
think
I know some grown-ups that if they need to get hit by balls, bro, I'll fucking put some balls in their face.
Hey, they need to get hit by some balls or what? I'll hit 'em with some balls.
No, I think sometimes it's like partially arrogance and then partially like I think it's partially arrogance and then partially I don't know, they're just denial that they could actually it might be just all arrogance, like denial that they could do anything wrong, that they could be attributing to their own like misfortune or whatever it may be. It's all just arrogance of like,
Does that come from parenting though?
no, I think no amount of parenting can sometimes no amount of parenting can like force out an idea until it's like brutally taken out of them, or some like ayahuasca trip needs to fucking snap them out of that shit. I don't know.
But that idea of arrogance had to come from somewhere, right?
I was literally just
I don't
told
think
the
I don't think
opposite
so.
by a therapist. Where-
I fully believe that arrogance comes from parenting.
Yeah,
Entitlement,
where
all that, like anything that is in that subcategory of arrogance, like entitlement and shit like that,
I don't
100% comes from parenting.
I
100%.
think that there are characteristics within a child that are just embedded in them, like to their core, where like I think that, I mean, we've had this conversation of like nurture or nature, but
Hmm.
I think there are characteristics that given certain environments will like prosper, but also like those characteristics you have like twins, and neither of them will grow up the same because there are like embedded structural characteristics that will react differently to the same parent or the same thing. You know what I mean?
I think arrogance
Mm,
comes from an evolutionary dispute though versus something that is innate. Like nature versus nurture, where there's some things baked into a kid, right? Like, but those things come baked in because it went through hundreds of years of survival and existential threats that led them to having certain reactions or certain temperaments right behind their anger, or they hear sounds so they have a certain reaction, right? But arrogance, I feel like, is again a lack of respect to the authority figures in the authority positions in life, and that comes from evolution of softer times and softer people, and people are allowed to kind of get away with certain stuff, and other things become acceptable at one time was not acceptable. Like, you know it's acceptable for a man to not know how to hunt and kill an animal. Like, you know what I mean? Where you rewind the clocks 300 years, that was completely unacceptable, right? So there's a level of arrogance in between that void that starts to begin to fester, and it
I don't
and
know
it
if you'd call
happens.
that like in particular arrogance though, but like mainly because times change, right? Like that, like we don't need to a hunt for food anymore. Like we can go to Walmart.
But should
Um,
your values change
um, but
just because the times change?
what I was gonna say though is that the at some point, like if you're saying evolutionarily, arrogance is like a product of its evolution and iterating throughout generations. There's a certain point in time where I think it becomes so embedded in a person that it is just like a part of them and not necessarily
Hmm.
like a nature like fostered thing that grows over time in your lifetime.
but
Then
I don't think nature. Sorry, I don't think arrogance is a trait like that. That type of trait though. Like it's interesting because you brought up the twins, right? You brought up twins, and then you said they're not going to be exactly the same. But that's just because understanding is different. It's like any household with multiple siblings, right? Like my brother and I are only 15 months apart, and we are completely different. And we were taught the same values and the same types of things. It's just the understanding portion of it is different.
I think though it's not even understanding. Because
Like,
I
because you
under
could tell, because you could teach those sets of twins, right? You could tell them both like you need to be home at this time, and then like at some other point in life, you teach them like, being 15 minutes early is being on time is late. And one of those kids takes that learning lesson and is like, okay, well, I've been home. I'm supposed to be home every day at 6 o'clock, but I'm gonna get home at 5:45 because I also learned that being 15 minutes early is on time. But then you have that other kid where it's so habit and routine that they had to be home at 6 o'clock that they show up at 6 o'clock every single day. It's just the way. It's just the understanding and the learning aspect for the difference of those two brains. I don't think arrogance is a trait. I think arrogance is a trait that's taught. I don't think it's a trait that you're born with.
hmm yeah, I don't
Me
I
personally.
Mhm.
because arrogance is, the definition is the exaggerated belief of one's own self-worth, right? And so again, I personally think because of evolution and because we've been able to subsidize life through all of these different forms of technology and civilized living, right? I think there's a huge amount of arrogance that's bred into the culture and into the fabrics of the people, where I can see, yeah, in 10 years time, I can see where Damien comes to the conclusion of like, it's kind of begins to be baked in, but I just think that's because arrogant motherfuckers start having babies with other arrogant motherfuckers and raise little arrogant motherfuckers because that shit just keeps fucking going, and it's never trained to stop. Like,
Okay, here's what I'll say to that. I can agree with what you're saying if you change the word to entitlement instead of arrogance.
But even that though, like, wouldn't you say that if you iterate on that, then at some point it becomes like a characteristic and not just like an expression of like how you feel.
But because if I'm understanding correctly, and this is why I said if you change the words, then I can somewhat agree with it. Because it's all based on like the social, we've talked about it before, like the social norm of what is acceptable and what's not acceptable anymore, right? So like in the era, like we've already agreed that like you got like the end of our era and majority of this new generation's era, where like Corpse and I grew up with like just different shit than how you grew up, right? Like
Mhm.
I know we always joke about the tablet and chicken nuggets and shit, but like
Yeah, sure.
it is kind of like that, right? Like we were
Sure.
the last era. We were the last era without internet. You're the era with internet. Like so we're kind of going into that. So like things like um um our self worth is different than your guys' self worth because we didn't have the internet telling us what we were worth or what we weren't worth, and things uh like our productivity is, we view our productivity different than how you guys do because you guys are so used to, I'm not saying you in particular, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying you guys as the next generation, right?
Mhm.
Like you're so used to having technology help you where we didn't have technology help us in our product, so we look at productivity different. Did you not do it with your hands and fingers yourself? Like, oh, your product, like ours is better because you had somebody helping you. So when it comes to those types of things, I I think that's where Corpse is going with the whole like arrogance and entitlement type of situation because generation now these newer generations feel that they're entitled and like to certain things that us older unk motherfuckers are like, who the fuck said that you're entitled to that shit? And
So
then
the
it
quality
seeps into their children.
the quality of having an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities is exactly what I'm talking about, right? That is the Oxford Language Dictionary of
But I
arrogance.
but I would say like I think I don't think it's a characteristic in terms of it being able to be iterated throughout time, like evolution. I think it's a characteristic that can be birthed individually. Like your brain chemistry and the way that you come to understand things can veer you towards arrogance versus not. I don't think it's like your mom was arrogant, your dad was arrogant, you're arrogant, or your grandma was arrogant, so it was passed down. I don't think it's a genetic pass down that way. I think it's like a kind of like how you were formed. You might
How
tend
you were
towards
parented.
arrogance.
Like a brain wiring.
No, yeah, like more of like a literal chemistry, yeah, brain understanding of like your view of self. Because there are people who literally think that they're fucking trash. You know what I mean? And are worth
But that
a
comes from
fuck.
parenting.
From
It comes from
parenting.
I
parenting.
don't think so. I don't think that is. I don't think that's the case. Like you could be so depressed, and that's like brain chemistry that you actually don't believe your life has any sort of value, and that's like that. That's all brain chemistry, um, and it's like crippling to some people to the point where like they don't fucking wash themselves.
Yes, that okay, that I can agree with.
You know what I
I
mean? But
mean, all emotions and feelings are nothing but like chemistry experiments happening inside of our
but
brain.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that I think that feeling of being egotistical in that way of like that won't happen to me because I'm a different person, because I'm a special person, or like, you know, I'm
But 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 that's the thing is like you're comparing depression, like the emotion of depression or like the chemistry of depression. It is there a science where it shows that that chemical makeup in your brain can cause arrogance? Because
I don't
I
know.
don't think arrogance is an actual feeling that your brain like creates.
I don't know if it's a I don't know, but to answer that, I have no idea. I haven't checked. That's just more of like a feeling for me because it it it's more of like how you view yourself and your situation as. I mean, I think this is a lot of maybe it's like before frontal lobe development, and maybe if it persists after frontal lobe development, it's like, oh, you're a little like about yourself and you're fucking weird pompous. Um, but this
But
I feel like this is what happens a
but
lot when you're. But
parenting can encourage that.
but I feel like that's what happens a lot when you're like so many people tell me whenever they're early 20s or teens or whatever, they feel like they're unstoppable, like they're the fucking king of the world and they know shit and they feel like they've done shit and they know better than people. That's the arrogant mindset. And some people I think persist past like into adulthood without shedding that skin. But
Well, that's a part of, and I know you're not like making an argument for this, but I just want to touch on this. It's a part of my problem when I hear certain emotions and stuff be described as chemical imbalances or chemical this inside the brain, right? Because that's what all of this is. All of this is a bunch of neurons and chemicals flowing in and out through veins and arteries. It's one huge science experiment. And especially when I hear things surrounding mental health with children, because I feel like that's been such an easy cop out. And again, I know you're not making this argument, but
I'll make the argument. No,
well,
I'm just kidding. I have no idea where you're even going.
But it's like, it's kind of like their way to prescribe, you know what I'm saying? Prescribe to children. And then instead, because I heard Cisco kind of make the point where it's like, we can say all of this about the children, but I think what it does truly is it alleviates the responsibility from the parent and truly what the effect of a healthy and consistent parent can do for the mind of a young child. I think that's why they say it that way, because when a baby comes out, their neurons and everything is firing at such a fucking rate that if you want to breed a sociopath or a psychopath, get them when they're first born. If you want to get somebody who is uber confident and just believes in themselves, get them when they're first born, right? Or if you want an arrogant little cocksucking son of a bitch who don't respect authority and is just disrespectful everywhere they go,
Jeez.
get them when they're first fucking born.
Add a little bit more vitriol to that.
And
that
we can make it, and we can make it what it is. Because, bro, I'm telling you, I told I'll be vulnerable about this. I've had a hard time, right, with one of my daughters. And it gets bad, especially when she's having a fit, and it becomes, hey, you're going to do this, and these are what the consequences are going to be. And it continues to go and continues to go, and it just goes and goes and goes. And like, y'all think I'm a firecracker. This little one's a firecracker. And the therapist straight looked at us and said, it's our parenting is the reason why she won't stop.
But you don't hit your kids, right?
I spanked my children, right? I don't anymore. And this is especially even with the littlest one has became more of a recent development, right? Beating them is not a thing, right? But
I'm not saying beating. I'm not.
But
saying
getting a pop on the but getting a pop on the ass cheeks is definitely handed out in this household.
But is it like? But is it like a don't do that, or is it like I let you know, like it's hard enough for you to be like you've done had a temper for the last hour and a half, temper tantrum, and this one hit is about to solve it. This one, just we don't need to. Right. There's other ways to do it besides hitting that I agree with 100%. Like, go fucking stare at a wall. Go put your nose on the fucking wall.
Mm-hmm.
Go stare at a wall and run with your arms up until your fucking arms feel like they're gonna fall off.
Oh, that's what we're about to do. Is start doing push-ups.
Or do what's that shit where you put you're in a squat position on the wall? What is that?
Invisible chair.
Yeah, invisible chair, bro. Do that shit till your legs feel like they're about to fall off, and then get up and do it again. Like, I'm all for all that. I feel like pain is a good way to learn, right? So you got to get hit by a ball a couple times, right?
Cooling a little bit. Unusual punishment.
Think there's
it's not cruel. You literally just agreed that some people need to get hit by a ball to understand. Okay,
I think that's a society. That's like a environmental like, hey, don't fucking touch the stove. The stove is hot. Dumbass. What did I say? It's hot. Yes. Now you're burnt. Get the fuck over here. The aloe veras are here.
Societally, we need a little bit more of that across the board. I think a little too much fuckery has been allowed to ensue over, I would say maybe like the last 18 years, bro. Like, I just feel like I heard more and more conversations about like kids' rights and they're equal to the parents. And like, even as a kid, I was like, wait, what? Like, I'm equal to my dad. Like, you guys are fucking tripping. Like, I know my position in this household. Like, what? Like, I could never speak to my dad that way. Like,
as a kid, I feel like, yeah.
Like, I could straight beat my dad up. Like, I could beat him up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But everybody knows when my dad's talking, shut the fuck up, because Mr. Andrade's talking. Like, you know, like, and I hung out with scary dudes. And so it was like, but nowadays, like, it's taught like these kids are so important, which they are. They're vital. But your position in this world, my friend, like, you're provided to, you're graced, mercy is shown on you. Like, know your position. You know, I don't know, and I just
Wait, what would be the
going.
mercy? Like,
What's the mercy?
yeah.
So grace is being given things that we don't deserve, and mercy is being spared from the things that we do, right? So there's things, bro, that kids do where we say, "Oh, they're a kid. We're just gonna give them a talking to," right? Oh, they're just a kid, right? Oh, they're just a kid. Oh, they're just a kid. Oh, they're just a kid, right? And then, I mean,
I
I know.
literally just said that today,
I was
bro.
gonna say,
I literally just said it
But
today.
go ahead, go on.
And then save you. I mean, you probably got this treatment, right? But eventually, just a kid is. You're big enough to talk shit. You're big enough to get hit in the mouth.
Oh, I've heard that a million times.
It happened to me. It's happened, right? And so we say that's the point when you're stopped shown mercy. You start to really realize how disrespectful and some of the things you say, or the way that you trod your way through that fucking house disrespectfully to your mom and dad, or to your auntie and uncle who's sitting in a room and you don't say hi to them, right? Like, you walk into their house and you don't say hi. Like, how disrespectful can you fucking be,
Oh
kid?
man, I wish Peanut would do some shit like that, bro.
Bro, that shit
See, but that's
sets
the
me
thing is,
off.
like, I have always tried to like teach Peanut those types of things before he gets old enough to be looked at that way. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
Peanut
I
will
was
never walk into somebody else's house and not say hi to somebody. There are kids like that, bro. I've seen it firsthand. It's happened firsthand. Like, just little shit like that. But I guess that's everybody's preference. Manners are different for everybody.
no, I get you. I think grace, or like when you say like, oh, they're just kids, I feel like that's not grace. That's just like ignoring maybe responsibility of where things can be corrected. I know you didn't go into like depth or anything, but what I was
Being
gonna say is
merciful.
like the mercy or grace would be like, I'm gonna teach you. It's gonna be a little uncomfortable before the world teaches you, which is exactly what you were saying. But I don't think that's like grace. That's just kind of like growing up. No, it's like that's what kids go through to like grow up. Ideally,
I
your
wouldn't.
parents or your parental figure shows you before the world has to.
No, but the world is gonna, regardless of how ready we try and get our kids to show the world, or to have the world show them, we can never be
Yeah,
it will never be equivalent.
absolutely.
So we can go biblically, right?
What's the
And I know we love this, but I
I know we
grace
love
my
this.
children. There's nothing in the Bible that says that my kids have to go to school.
but the
There's
but
nothing in the Bible that says that my son can't go and work right now.
Yeah, but the state of California does.
I don't give a. We're talking. Just let's just talk Bible with me, right? But I grace him, and I show mercy on him by taking on those loads by myself,
also wait,
right?
at
I
what
don't.
age did these like at these biblical times where kids were working? That's why we did implement like child laws.
Yeah, kids did work, right? And we decided as a whole civilization, we're going to show them. I mean, China might be different, but
Yeah.
Mexico.
right. We as a nation, right? Let's just take America, said, you know what? We're going to show our kids more grace and a little bit more mercy. They don't deserve to be working here, and they don't need to be doing this under these type of
I don't think
conditions.
that's why we did it. No,
Do you think you don't think so?
no,
Then what?
it
Then what
was
would make
the
them change their minds?
because we found more value in learning and creating a educated population to go work in higher positions and like better positions and innovate and be of higher value than just what we can do with our hands and feet.
Who was it? Rockefeller that developed our school system? Why did a capitalist fucking moneymonger develop our school systems?
Wouldn't he be like the? Well, I actually have no idea, but wouldn't that be the idea to like create a more educated, more capable population?
Obedient workers that respond to bells.
I mean, maybe, but wouldn't that just be like a
And
better
even then,
case for the
you can.
uneducated people who like have nothing to do but work and can only survive on work?
They just want them to work.
I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
would that be a better case for like an uneducated population? It's like, what are you gonna do? You can't fucking learn. What are you gonna do? You have to work.
No, so just back to that, the circle back around. Yeah, they said, you know what, we're actually going to give you a place to learn these skills a little bit better, but the end goal is still the same, right? And so that's just going back to my point, right? You say, where do we grace and show mercy to children, right? First off, by being decent fucking parents, right? Like, especially Save, I know for a fact, wants to be a better parent than his parents were to him. That's already a lot of fucking mercy and grace being shown right there, right? And he's not even a god. Like, me and him don't pray and worship the same gods, like, you know what I'm saying, and the same things, but I see it moving in his life that way, right? So I'm just going to stay biblical there, right? We show grace and mercy by they don't go out and pick no fucking cotton. They don't sow or sown any plant of anything that they eat, right? God provides to us, we provide to them. That's grace and mercy being shown to us that we then show to our family. And that's just, I'm not saying it's wrong, right? But that's just the way it is, right? And I just think that kids.
I think I actually agree with Corpse on this one, bro.
But I think I
Like,
just have issue with
I'm
the
trying
word
to understand the
grace, I
mercy
think.
part. I'm trying to understand the mercy part a little bit more, but like,
Because
I get what you're saying.
I'm just trying to understand the word grace and mercy. Because in my head, grace and mercy come from a place of, I have the reason to show some sort of, I don't know, ill to you. Not necessarily even because you've done ill to me, but there's a justifiable thing that I can kind of hypothetically like smack you with a little bit, but I'm going to show you the grace because it's in my person to show you the grace.
Let's take
Your child said they wanted to sign up for baseball. We take them to baseball. They don't take baseball seriously.
I think that's, but that's not. I don't. At least from my understanding, that's not what I'm understanding from Corpse. I get that. That you are showing grace in that sense of like, you fucking told me you said you wanted to do this, and now you don't want to do this, and now you have to fucking follow through. And there's some grace that you have to provide for your child in that sense. But I'm not really understanding how much.
So think of grace. Grace is getting more than what you've asked for, right? And mercy is being spared from the things in which your behavior has asked for. So think about it like this. There's a moment in an exchange that every time that Cisco goes and sees Peanut go and play baseball, there's a whole exchange between father and son there. Save. How many times did your dad go watch your baseball games?
Well, I never played baseball, but he never did it. He didn't go watch me do shit. So,
so I think that's some grace being showed into young Ray's life, right? And I think that there's a small mercy that's also being shown in correlation, right, between those two, and we can unpack that if you want, you know what I mean? So grace.
But are you saying so you're saying it's trickled down, it's not just a parent thing?
It's when you say I'm showing grace to my children, right, these are the things that weren't shown to me, right? I did not receive this in my own life, right? But because I've learned these lessons, because I know what's happening here, I can turn around and I can shelter my son from that. I don't have to make him go through what I went through. He doesn't ever have to feel that. Matter of fact, because I'm a good dad, I'm going to try my best to not do that to him. That's grace. That's giving them more than what they could have ever asked for. Anything, because if they knew.
But isn't that responsibility? Isn't that your responsibility to do that?
I don't even think that's your responsibility. That's like your aim towards bettering, like what you view as valuable, what your parent, what you would have wanted more in the world than anything is your parent to be there. And so then in your next venture as a parent, you find that still as the highest priority because you hope that your child will view that as the highest priority. And that it'll give you that sense of like, I missed that, so you'll never have to. But that's not like, I don't really necessarily think that's grace either. It's just like a bettering of like the next step. You want to better the next step.
What do you think being graceful is, fool?
But graceful,
when you're taking graceful steps, you're doing what?
Grace, like to me, is like when you show somebody grace or you give grace to somebody is more when somebody like
give an example of what you would say grace and mercy is. That way we're more understanding of it.
Me?
Yeah.
So me, like for me, being merciful is somebody doing wrong to you, right? Like you disrespect me in some way, but you're new. You're not experienced. So I'm gonna let you off. I'm gonna show you some fucking mercy, and I'm not gonna do XYZ. That's mercy.
That's exactly what
But
Corpse is
my
saying.
problem is with grace. Like with grace, it's more like when for the examples that I'm hearing, it sounds like it's more like you're here and we give you like the I don't know how to explain it. Like I guess like the space to do what you need or what like things that we never got the chance to do. If I'm understanding that correctly.
No.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
Because I think where you're kind of missing it, right? Is parents are out here every single day, right? And we wake up, we go, we do our jobs, we pay the bills and all this stuff. And Save can attest to this, and maybe you can find some space even with this with your girl. But there's a lot of days that blow by, that just zoom right by. And there's a lot of hey, how you doing? Oh, you doing good? Good, good, all right, good. Hey baby, how was school? School's good, all right, good, good. You get in the car and you go. And I think when you have very graceful parents or very graceful partners, the presence in those moments aren't gone, right? And so when they're ever so present, they're able to show these things and provide these spaces, provide the landing space, and give you the things not only that you need, but even just a little bit more, right? My dad was not he wasn't very good at listening. He didn't show his emotions towards us very well, and he never gave very positive words of affirmation. So not only am I trying to do those things for my son, right, which makes me a good parent, right, allegedly, but being present in the moments that matter to him, right? I could come to pick him up every day. Oh, son, I'm proud of you. You went to school today. You did good. That's not when he wants to hear that, though. That's not when he needs it. When he needs it is when he's getting off the jiu-jitsu mat and he just got his ass beat. Hey, son, I'm proud of you. They got you, but you did good, and I'm happy. It makes me happy. Are you having fun? All right, get out there, go get him again, right? Being present and touch him, right? Feel his little shoulders, right? Instead of just, good game, bud. Did good out there. I'm not saying either one of them's wrong. I'm not saying one is just so much more impactful to the other, because what the child may require is going to be different, right? But there's a small difference between just filling your role as a parent and then being graceful with them, being merciful with them, right? Because there is that, and I could see where we can straddle that line of like patience and what all that is. Yeah, but when you really think about being locked in those moments, like think about it next time when you're with your girl. Like if you're telling her you love her, right? That's one thing. But like, do you feel where your fucking toes are in your shoe? Or like, how is my head laying on this fucking pillow right now as I say these words, right? Or is it just the motion?
Like, okay, so for the example of like my girlfriend, where I would say I'm being graceful is this one time she got a really bad haircut. This is a real example. She got a really bad haircut. And it's really fucking funny looking back now.
Sorry. I wasn't.
No.
Just
It
the way
is.
you
That's
brought it
funny.
up was like,
She got a really bad haircut, and in the midst of it, obviously, I was trying to like, hey, love, listen, it doesn't look that. Damn, she's in the chat. I didn't even not think she was gonna be in the chat, but she was upset, and I was trying to calm her down. I was trying to, it doesn't look that bad. It was pretty funny. They fucked up her fade in the back, but I was like, hey, it doesn't look that bad. It's hair. It's gonna grow back. It's fine. And she like lashed out at me. She wasn't like cussing me out or anything, like, but she yelled a little bit. She was upset, and of course, like, you don't want to hear like it's gonna be okay. Like, you're just pissed, bro. Your shit is fucked up. And I think her brother like kind of snapped, like, bro, chill. Like, he's just trying to help you out, whatever. And I wasn't like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are you yelling at me? Your barber fucked you up, whatever. I was like, I gave her grace. I know she's mad. I know she's upset. She's not in the right state of mind, whatever. That's grace. I think that's like showing my partner grace. And so whenever you say like showing kids grace, I don't really get that, because you're trying to teach them like, this is how life is. This is how I would like to teach you how to live life, to build you up as a successful like person, and go and be a person out in the world, and I could be proud of you. And I don't necessarily think that's showing grace. It's just like the process of, there's grace in those things, but it in and of itself is not grace.
What would keep it from being grace then? Because it seems like you're just dancing around the word, honestly. Because I don't see how.
Well, what you described wasn't like what you described just now, and I don't know, maybe I missed it, but what you had described was just being a present partner and being present with your children and being present with who you are and making sure that these moments are like meaningful. And I could agree with that 100%. But when it comes to like grace, I think there's moments where you can be graceful with people and you could show them grace because they're being unreasonable to you or showing you some sort of like, unreasonable reaction, or there's some sort of imbalance there that you're not snapping back at them, although maybe you have reason to, and you're showing them grace and say, there's an unreasonable situation that's happening right now, and I'm not going to fucking lash out at you because that's not going to help anything. And I just want to show you some grace so we get back to level. See what the fuck is going on.
So you explain that interaction with your girlfriend, but you don't think those same interactions happen between us and our children?
I'm not saying that I don't. What I'm saying is that
so
like
what separates it from being grace?
No, Corpse. What he's saying is that you didn't. That's not what you were explaining. Is what he's saying. He said your what Damien's saying is that your explanation was not that of someone showing grace.
Not to me, not the way I understand grace.
Yeah, the way that you explained it, and I do agree with him. The way you explained it was more so of like being a present parent and giving your child what they need, not in a sense of showing them grace.
What would you guys describe then as a graceful moment between a parent and child?
I think it would be like, go ahead.
I mean,
it's almost like you guys are beating a straw man. So like, help me understand then.
You guys, all I did was to clarify where you guys were walking past each other. I agree with you.
You guys are saying it's both just being a present parent, which
no, I'm saying that your explanation was. I'm telling you that the way Damien is just said that you explained being a present parent. I would say that in that example, I would agree with you that the jujitsu
to me what you guys would understand as a graceful parent. So that's
what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to explain to you that I would say the one moment that you were saying about the jujitsu, your son on the jujitsu mat, I would say that is a great. Personally, I would say that's a graceful moment. The reason I say that is because there's been so many times, because I practice with Peanut in the backyard. I take him to practice every single week. If he doesn't perform on that baseball field, then it's like, what the fuck did we just do all this fucking practice for? But I don't say, hey, like, get the fuck over here. Like, what are you doing? How are you missing these balls? How are you striking out of your at-bats? I sit with him after and I'm like, hey, you did a great job today. I'm very proud of you. You showed up. And then the next day I'm like, hey, this is what we need to practice on because this is where what you missed on your game. I'm agreeing with you that the jiu-jitsu situation is giving your child grace. I'm agreeing with that. Everything else that you said,
where does that separate from being a present? Like, because you guys are also saying that the example doesn't.
It's not you guys. Stop saying you guys. I'm explaining.
Well, you just agreed with them though. That's the thing. So
other portions of what you were talking about. I didn't hear anything that was grace about picking your kid up from school and saying like, hey, I'm proud of you for going to school today. Like, how is that being graceful? That's his job, is to go to school.
Because that's their job, right? Did you get money for getting a good report card?
No.
Why?
Because that's my job.
Okay,
my only duty was to go to school.
Okay, but if I give my kid the positive affirmations and maybe even positive rewards, right? Isn't that showing a little bit of grace and saying, you know what?
No,
not only are you doing your job well, but I see that you're doing your job well, and it makes me happy.
That's not grace, though. No, that's not grace.
So what would you call that then?
responsibility,
Like positive
like
reinforcement.
yeah,
But
reinforcement.
you were
That's not
never paid that
grace.
money for that responsibility.
Not
But
everybody gets
okay,
positive reinforcement.
you could you could work for Sunrun and I could work for some other solar company. We do the same thing. You get paid $25 an hour. I get paid 20. That doesn't mean you
No,
get
no,
more
no.
grace than I
I'm
do.
trying to get you to track where if you did pay Peanut, you never got that treatment, right? Because it was your job.
Yeah, but
It
that's
was
not
your job,
grace. That's not grace though.
right?
That's just you choosing it to how to go about. That's not being graceful though.
Rewarding my child with something that he doesn't necessarily deserve. He doesn't necessarily deserve to be paid the money. It's his job to go do this thing. In particular, take my children. I pay for them to go to that school.
Wait,
So wouldn't you think they should double down, right?
Miss Crystal Water said, by definition, treating someone with kindness, patience, and understanding, even when they make mistakes. I think a mistake would need to be made to be able to give grace. So that's what I was saying with like the
That's
lash
why I'm
out.
saying the school situation is not grace because that's their responsibility. It's their only job to go to school. So how are you being graceful by telling them like I'm proud that you went to school today? Motherfucker, you better go to school. I dropped your ass off.
That's why I was saying that there's some sort of imbalance where you feel like you can snap back at them and there'd be reasonable, like the situation's reasonable for you to snap back at them, but you're like, you know what? That shit's not gonna fix anything. You're pissed. I'm gonna give you some grace. We're gonna cool off.
But that's why I'm saying the jujitsu situation is a graceful situation, right? Because you pay for him to go to jujitsu. He practices jujitsu. He has people that he's learning from at jujitsu, and he didn't do what he was supposed to do in order to win or whatever, right? He got his ass beat.
Thank you, Miss
And
Crystal
you
Water.
took it upon
Appreciate
yourself
you.
to bring, like when he came over, you were like, "Hey, I'm very proud of you. You did a great job. This, that, and the other. Get back out there." That's to me that is showing more grace than like, oh, I'm proud of you for going to school. School is a responsibility. That's like you being told when you go to work every day, your boss is like, hey, I'm proud of you for coming to work today. Like your boss is not being graceful to you. That's like graceful would be you not showing up to, or you showing up 30 minutes late to work and you had a blown out tire or something, you walk through the door, your boss doesn't get a hard on for you and give you a hard time. He's like, hey, you know what, Putch? Things happen, get to work. That's showing grace.
It's mercy.
They go hand in hand, don't they?
No.
I think I think there can be similar. There's probably a lot of overlap. The Venn diagram is like very, I think, crossed over when it comes to grace and mercy.
Mercy's being spared from the things that you deserve. So having a blown out tire and all these other fucking things,
I think you
I
could make
do
those
deserve to be
arguments for
tuned up.
grace. I think you could make those arguments for grace like almost one to one. There's like certain situations where grace is the proper word.
Oh no, I encourage that you guys go and meditate on that a little bit more.
On the school thing, the responsibility thing.
No, the differences between the two and how they actually show up.
Like I
But
said, I
I'm
think
not
they're
dis-
different, but they're just there's a lot of similarities within the 2
Mhm. Yeah, meditate on that. Meditate on how they are different, and then yeah, you can meditate on how they are alike. Yeah, because if people always ask, what's the difference between God's grace and God's mercy? Like, where does one stop and the other one begin? Right? And that's something I've had to sit down and think about a lot. And I think about how it shows up in my life in all the different ways. Yeah, and there's an immense amount of thinking, right? And like really taking the time to be like, is this just what I deserve, or am I sparing myself from something? Am I being spared from something?
I feel I think you could say mercy is a more extreme version of grace. You could probably say. I would say that mercy, you have even more of a justification because there's been so much fuckery that you have every reason to, and you still show mercy. That's because you are that's like tapping into like your own personal like characteristics, and grace is just more what you do when you're trying to be understanding and more constructive of a situation.
Because
Think
honestly, because think about it like this, Corpse. If you were fighting, if somebody hit you, right, and
Mhm.
you were fighting them, and you had them on the ground, and you could take that last hit and knock them out, or whatever the case may be, and you stopped yourself, are you not showing mercy and being graceful?
No.
How not?
Whoa.
Mercy would be me letting up. stopping. Grace would be me attending to their wounds. Do you, you get me?
I get what you're saying, but I think they're the same though. Because
No.
what was the definition of grace?
Mercy?
Somebody said it.
treating someone with kindness, patience, and understanding, even when they make mistakes.
See, I don't. That last part is because grace can be shown without somebody making a mistake.
I don't think so.
Like 98.
Wait, is that from the Oxford Dictionary? American Oxford
I can double
Dictionary?
check. I will double check on that, but came from Miss Crystal Waters.
Yeah, I don't.
What is
I
it,
just don't. Because waiting, if my gracefulness is predicated on somebody making a mistake, then fuck all that. Like that's like when does it ever start?
Do I need to do Oxnard? Can I do Webster? Is that fine?
That doesn't matter to me.
I just said that because Corpse pulled a definition earlier and was like, "This is from the Oxford American Dictionary."
Literally, that's what I read on the top of the thing. So I'm just reading it as I read it. So don't be mad at me. It says, "Hey bros, let me hop on." Who is that? Fucking fuck.
I have no idea.
Fucking hop on.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Don't ever say hop on with a name like that.
Damien, there's no way it's taking you this long to get to a fucking dictionary.
Well, I'm trying to get the Oxford Dictionary. I think GRACE. Yeah, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know why my internet's so slow, it feels like. It's like taking forever. It's a low shit. It's because there's different, like, being graceful is like the quality of being pleasing, attractiveness, to honor or favor, herbage of which blades of leaving. Yeah, so like Oxford is fucked. What is going on? Or I should say, like, could I put like of showing grace? Maybe that would would that be fine?
Yeah, what are we looking definitionally for, Corpse? Are we looking for the act of showing grace?
I mean, hold on.
I mean, this is for the sake of argument. I'm just saying.
I mean, for the sake of, well, truly in the sake of the argument, right? The way that I've taken showing grace to somebody, again, it's like how I've said it, is giving them the things in which they don't necessarily deserve.
I
Right?
would agree with that definition.
Mercy is sparing them from those in which they do.
Yeah, I would agree with that definition as well. I think but I think grace is a lighter version of mercy, where mercy you have, like, it's all just about the imbalance of reaction and your full capability of snapping back at them with every justification, and being graceful in your approach to something because you want to be constructive and not destructive. I would say.
There you go. Your daily correspondence. Our daily correspondence of Kelly Grigg. I can't scroll down on that, can I? No.
I don't think we can. Can we make it? Oh shit, Jesus.
I think Corpse can put it on the.
Mercy, withholding punishment for a wrongdoing, for that is earned, deserved. Grace, giving a gift for blessing that is not earned. Kelly Grigg, our senior correspondent, thank you, because that is literally what I have been saying.
Mercy, though, that's mercy. That's like
withholding punishment for a wrongdoing, or that is earned, deserved. Grace, giving a gift or blessing that is not earned.
But even with the school definition, you're saying that it is earned because they are going to school.
What is?
Your money for the grades or whatever the case may be. It says right there, giving a gift or blessing that is not earned.
Yeah.
You're giving your child money for school, for attending and getting good grades, which is therefore earned.
No. I never earned money for it. Matter of fact, I don't really
earning money for it.
Okay. So check it out. It's not only that he's doing good at school, right? He's presented well. He comes back with good memories every time, good stories. He's got good friends, right? There's more than just the ABCs that I see on a piece of paper. That's why grace goes much further than just saying, "Oh, he's doing good in school. Here's $5. You earned that." No, 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 no.
But that's what I'm saying, Corpse, is the way that you worded that story made it seem that way. That's what I'm saying. That's not grace, because you're giving your money, like, it's basically like saying, hey, if you get A's and B's, I'll give you $5 for every A on your report card, $3 for every B.
No.
Like, that's
For
earned though.
for example, one of my daughters was doing better with her behavior in school, and I don't really care what her fucking grades are, right? But I stopped hearing horror stories every time she came home. Then after several weeks, there was no other problems, and the next thing, she got a desk pet to come home, right? So she's clearly doing better. So dad took her out for a cool little date and got her a couple treats for doing good in school, right? It's not exactly anything she earned. She's supposed to be doing good in school. Matter of fact, since she's my child, I expect her to be excellent in school, right? I have my own expectations of her, right? So the fact that there's this whole other experience that tagged along with it was something that she didn't quite earn. It was graced upon her. It was put into her life, right, as a stimulus. That is where mercy sit. Like, that's where mercy and grace and all that shit sits. Like, there's a fine line between being a present parent, right, and then being a graceful and merciful present parent. And I think these are badges that parents and others don't quite to like to wear, or they don't like to like bestow onto another, because we've been taught that that's wrong. But in all actuality, that's exactly our position. That's exactly what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing. Being a present, like, what is present parent? Like, what does that even fucking mean? I know a lot of parents who show up to the soccer games, but like you were saying, Cisco, they're on their fucking phone while their kid is getting beamed with a baseball. What's present parent? So what's a graceful and merciful parent? Sometimes we think this shit's just baked in because we're told it's supposed to be. No, this shit's a lot deeper than that. I don't know, at least for me. Thank you, Kelly Gregg, our senior correspondent.
Crystal Water said save is right.
I don't know.
This was
I
a
don't
little
hear
while
that
back.
often,
Sorry.
so thank you. I don't hear that often, so thank you. I don't know what I was right about, but thanks.
She also said grace is receiving a blessing you don't deserve, while mercy is not receiving a punishment you do deserve. Damn, she dabbed. I didn't even know you had that emoji. Sorry.
Idiosyncratic use of language. I actually just heard that word, and that's impressive. Thank you.
Idiosyncratic.
I gotta get Peanut to bed, guys.
All right, buddy.
Peanut,
It is 9 o'clock.
do you want to come say bye? Son?
Wait, were we in the green room when we said hi to Peanut? I think so, right?
No.
I believe so.
That was live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, word.
Why are you waddling? You want to say bye?
Bye.
Do you want to say what Daddy always says when he closes out? Do you remember when you used to say it when you were a kid? No? Do you want me to tell you again? Okay, hold on.
Oh, the close out by Peanut. What a treat. What a legend. Bye, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here, Kelly. We appreciate you. Always.
All right, he's going to see if he can remember. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Stay safe.
Nope. Close though.
Dang.
Healthy.
Stay healthy. Stay happy. Keep smiling. I love you.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, go get in bed.
Bye, Peanut.
That was my part. There you go.
All right, listen, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Be safe. Thanks so much for popping in. If you were on the live stream, watching back. If you were on the VOD, whether you're here for a minute, an hour, the whole stream, we appreciate you nonetheless. Thank you for my two co-hosts, Corpse, Save, as always. Thanks so much for watching again. Bye. Peace.
Corpse, corpsecollection.com, the usual Tuesday podcast, as always, 0% and save one. Idiosyncrasy is a mode of behavior or way of thought peculiar to an individual, a distinctive or peculiar feature or characteristic of a place or thing. So thank you very much. I don't know who he was talking about with that, but that is an awesome word. I just literally just read that word for the first time here the other day. Anywho, the Morgue Rookie Crump Tournament 2025 happening November 22nd. Please be present. Buck Talk and Corpse Collection did an official collab for that. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing tournament. $300 cash prize. Yeah, we're getting Buck. I want to take a moment and say rest in peace to Gregory Yates, aka Psycho, Big 12 Gauge, Black Hearts, Hoorah. You told me, you got to go out there and believe in yourself, or ain't nobody else going to believe in you. And if you're feeling yourself, everybody else is going to feel you. And I've been living by that, in and out of dance. And so thank you, Psycho. Thank you to the Yates family. Prayers out to you guys. James 2:26 is, for as the body without the spirit is dead, and so is faith without works is dead also. You put in a lot of work here on earth, Psycho, and so I know you live on. I know the corner sessions will live on. I know the Blackheart fam will live on. And so until next time, brother, I hope you've had a good day, week, month, year in life. Until next time. See y'all, boys.
All right, boys. You guys have a good night.
Be safe, guys. Good night.
Peace.
Alrighty, Chattington. I need to stream more often. Streaming is fun. Streaming is fun. I'm not gonna sit here and say like. I'll see you guys in the next stream. I'll see you guys in the next stream, or I'm gonna stream more. Thank you so much for watching. Not doing that. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys then.